Hey guys, we are a few minutes early and I'm doing this on purpose because I know that Facebook takes 2 to 3 minutes before really notifying those of you who want to be notified that I am live. So let me know that you are here as you come in. I'm just going to make sure that I'm in the right group. Yes, I am. Perfect. So say hello as you come in and tell me, I would love to know if you have used Hydrosols. I would really love to know your experience. And just as we're waiting to start at 3 o'clock, if you know anything about Hydrosols, because we are about to talk about Hydrosols and 5 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol specifically. So let me go ahead. I'm actually going to share my screen simply so those of you who are coming on know what this is all about. We're going to start in just a couple of minutes. I just wanted to give Facebook enough time to notify you that this was here, as this is not a big fat long class. These are just 5 quick tips. 5 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol, just to get you started, just to give you sort of an idea, the different things that you can use Hydrosols for. So as you are coming in, let me know you are here. Say hello, let me know where you're from, and I would love to know if you've used Hydrosols before. So if you have used Hydrosols before, say yes, give me a thumbs up. Just put a Y in, that's fine. If you have not used Hydrosols before, let me know that you haven't. Just type no, just type an N in, that is also fine. You can put a shocked face in, like you've never heard of them before. This is very similar. I get a similar reaction when I talk about Hydrosols as when I mention personal inhalers. I get people going, oh my gosh, I had no idea personal inhalers existed. I thought we were just supposed to diffuse essential oils. Well, that is not always the best way to use essential oils, as we know. So if you can hear me, let me know, just to make sure my sound is on, that it's good, that it's not too loud, that there's no crazy noises going on, and let me know if you are here. Let me know if you have used Hydrosols before. Hey Maxine and Stephanie and Lisa and Laura, thank you so much for joining today. It is 3 o'clock. Excellent. Thanks for letting me know, Jen. So I just hopped on a couple minutes early. It looks like, see, it took about 2 to 3 minutes for you guys to get over here because Facebook takes a couple of minutes sometimes to notify everyone. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And again, these are 5 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol, just to give you an idea of what you can do with them because they're really, really handy. So let's start with the first slide. An essential part of one's natural health toolkit, Hydrosols contain all of the water-soluble chemical constituents of distilled plant matter and are gentle enough for babies and pets. So if you watched that amazing introduction to essential oil safety training that is still here in this group, those of you who watched it probably remember I talked about the different ways that you can distill plant matter. And we also talked about chemical constituents. We talked about how essential oils are the water-soluble constituents. And during steam distillation, not only are essential oils created, but hydrosols are created at the very same time. So it's really a co-distillation. So again, during the steam distillation, where you have all the plant matter, and steam distillation is one of the extraction methods, and they steam that plant matter and they gather the oil-soluble constituents, those are essential oils. Water-soluble constituents, those are hydrosols. So they're different. You have the oil-based, we have the water-based. They have similar they can have similar therapeutic properties and they can have similar uses, but they can also have different chemical constituents depending on the molecular size. There's lots more hydrosol created than essential oils during this step. Gallons and gallons and gallons of hydrosols are created where only ounces or less of essential oils are created. So it's a co-distillation. And hydrosols, they're gentle enough for babies and pets. It's absolutely amazing. Where essential oils, you've probably read in this group, you have to be really careful. Don't use them around your cats. Be careful around your dogs. Be careful which essential oils you use with your kids. Some have a lot of safety issues. Some don't have as many, but hydrosols are gentle enough to use with your babies directly on skin. They're safe enough for you to apply directly on your skin without diluting, and they're safe for your pets too. So let's talk about a couple of the things that you can use Lavender Hydrosol for. Hello everyone, Barbara and Jen and Anna and Melody. I feel like we're having either the essential oil safety training night or like a club night. I have all my peeps in here. Hey Jennifer, thanks so much for joining too. So let's proceed to the first tip, which is you can apply Lavender Hydrosol to a Q-tip or a cotton round, and you can dab it on the site of acne. Hydrosols are amazing for the skin. They're really great and they're gentle for acne. So if your skin is really sensitive, if you're finding that essential oils are really harsh for your skin, you can look no further than hydrosols. And Lavender Hydrosol is amazing. So if you have it over a large portion of your face, you can spritz some or pour some directly on a cotton round and just swipe it all over. That's one way that you can use it. Or you can simply dab it on site directly, again, without diluting. Lisa says, I use it on my makeup blender sponges. So do I. I have a rose hydrosol that I use because I have my dressing room in my closet and I have my vanity set up in there with all my stuff. And it's like, I know you're supposed to wet your sponge first, and I can never really seem to usually remember that. Sometimes if I'm up here grabbing my clothes before I go downstairs and take my shower, I will grab it and bring it with me and I will get it all wet and stuff. But otherwise, for the most part, I'm with you. I use my rose hydrosol and I use different ones, and I'll spritz it on my beauty blender sponge, just like you said, and I will actually use that instead of water. So that is amazing. I'm so glad you mentioned that, Lisa. And hello, Teresa, as well. Thanks so much for joining. And as you guys are listening, if you want to type in the comments if you use hydrosols, I'm really curious to know how many of you already kind of have an idea about hydrosols and how many of you find this information very new. Hey, Danielle. Another thing you can use Lavender Hydrosol for is to help calm you on a stressful day. You can spritz yourself with Lavender Hydrosol. So that is one thing that's absolutely amazing. Lavender Hydrosol is very calming, just like the essential oils are very calming as well, the lavender essential oil. So if you use the Lavender Hydrosol and spritz, it's a very gentle way of misting your face, and it can also help calm your emotions. Now, is it as intense and strong as a personal inhaler with lavender essential oil? No, it's not. But sometimes it just feels really good to do this. And this is actually not part of this clearly, but if you use Peppermint Hydrosol and if you keep it in your refrigerator like I do, if you are really warm, like if you have hot flashes or if it's a hot summer day and you're trying to cool down, pulling out your Peppermint Hydrosol that's already cold as well, it has a very, very amazing cooling effect too. So that wasn't something I planned on sharing, but I just can't help it. Like, I get started, I just want to brain dump all over you guys. You are welcome, Alana. You are very welcome. Ooh, Alana says, I love to use my Lavender Hydrosol before bedtime. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent tip. Teresa says this is all new to her. Barbara says, I love hydrosols. She uses several. Barb is also watching. Yes, Anna, Witch Hazel is a hydrosol also. Technically, Witch Hazel is a hydrosol. So you are right. Probably most of you are already using a hydrosol and you don't even know it. The difference being, and we're getting a little off track, which I absolutely love, but the difference being is Witch Hazel generally, especially sold in the stores, has alcohol added to it. So it generally is about 14% added alcohol, and they do that to stabilize the shelf life. So yes, Witch Hazel is technically a hydrosol. You are welcome. Stephanie, you've never used it. Keep sharing, love it. Okay, I just can't help it. I feel like you guys are all my students and I'm brain dumping all over you like I normally do in the club. Lisa says, I carry a personal size Mr. Diffuser. You cannot put oils in them, but you can use hydrosols. I use peppermint in there or tea tree to disinfect also. Love it. Excellent tips. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. The next tip I have for you, this is tip number 3 of 5 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol, is Lavender Hydrosol is useful for soothing itchy skin, even chickenpox. So we could go further and say if you have an unexplained kind of itchiness or rash, you're not really sure what's going on, it's safe to assume that you can use Lavender Hydrosol and it will be very calming. Sometimes if you have like a physical irritant on your skin that maybe you can't see, just giving it a swipe of Lavender Hydrosol can often help that itching go away. It's very soothing for a multitude of skin issues. I could actually probably pretty much put 25 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol and just list a lot of different various skin issues. But for itchy skin, even something to soothe chickenpox, spritzing Lavender Hydrosol on your skin is going to feel amazing. Tip number 4 for Lavender Hydrosol is, ouch, apply Lavender Hydrosol topically to relieve sunburns. So this is something that's going to be very gentle, and while essential oils can also help in all of these issues, again, this is a much more gentle yet still therapeutic alternative that you can use for your pets, for your kids, and for yourself. So sometimes a hydrosol is going to be just gentle enough and therapeutic enough, especially with something as angry as this awful sunburn. Yes, Teresa, they are safe to use on eczema. Hydrosols are safe to use on eczema. Anna, you're saying, yes, you are getting ahead. You are getting ahead, but I will answer your question in a little bit. I love it. So yeah, a sunburn is amazing. And those of you in the club, I see a lot of you in here that are also in the club, but I have an amazing burn gel as well in there. Absolutely amazing. But hydrosols can be a great first application. Spritz it down with a hydrosol just to kind of cool the skin a bit. You can apply the burn gel directly on top, or just go straight to the burn gel, or use the burn gel first and then follow up with the Lavender Hydrosol. But hydrosols are amazing to soothe sunburns also. Hey, Bobby and Emily, thanks so much for joining. So yes, Anna, I will absolutely give you guys a recommendation on place to purchase hydrosols. And the 5th tip of 5 ways to use Lavender Hydrosol is make a nightly ritual of spritzing Lavender Hydrosol over your face and neck to prevent or fight wrinkles. Lavender Hydrosol is anti-aging. It's absolutely amazing for the skin, and I actually have it as part of my nightly routine. Not necessarily always lavender. I like lavender, geranium, rose, frankincense, helichrysum, sandalwood, cedarwood. There are a lot of great, amazing hydrosols. So after cleansing my skin, after washing my face and getting all the makeup off, the very next thing I do is I use a hydrosol. Very next thing I do. And then you can use a serum, and then either a lotion or a heavier moisturizer or cream or oil. And that is part of my nightly routine. But hydrosol always comes after cleansing and is just a great way to add an anti-aging step to your nightly ritual. You can do it in the morning as well, but I love using it at night. So those are the 5 tips. Let me just scroll back real quick. I know we had a lot of commentary in here and a lot of other things we talked about, but for those of you joining a little bit late, you can use Lavender Hydrosol for acne. You can also use it to spritz and calm you down. You can use it for itchy skin, even chickenpox, any irritated red itchy skin. Sunburns is another thing you can use Lavender Hydrosol for, and then you can use it to prevent or to fight wrinkles. Lisa said, did you address that it can get contaminated easy, so carefully when mixing or opening bottles? Yes, so here's the thing. There is a lot more to learn about hydrosols. Actually, do I have... Give me 1 second. I want to grab something I don't think was over there. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so there is a ton more information about hydrosols that I want to share with you guys. And this is something that I know a lot of you want to know more about. Roxanne says, I love my sandalwood for sleep. Absolutely. Oh, and Alana said, after surgery, I used Lavender Hydrosol for a scar and pain reduction. It healed faster. Absolutely. Guys, hydrosols are an amazing tool for your toolkit when essential oils just either are too strong. Again, hydrosols are safe for kids, they're safe for pets. There's so many different things that you can do with them. So if you are interested in learning more about hydrosols, you can actually join me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to show you all of what you are going to discover. You are going to learn what hydrosols are, because we haven't even scratched the surface here. You are going to learn how hydrosols are made, which I sort of talked to you about in the very, very beginning. The differences between hydrosols and essential oils. We're going to just go right down through the differences, what the similarities are, what the differences are, so that you can learn when to use which tool. You are going to learn hydrosols versus essential oils, which is pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Why do I have that twice? Well, I guess because it's very important. We will be talking about that a lot. We will talk about, yes, Lisa, we are going to be talking about preservatives and shelf life. Hydrosols do not last quite as long as essential oils. So there are certain things that we look for when purchasing the hydrosols. There are certain ways that we are going to store the hydrosols, and there are different signs to look for also. Signs they are going bad, so that you can properly identify. It's actually easier than essential oils. You can properly identify when they are going bad. What to do with your hydrosols. So we just talked about 5 quick, easy things that you can do with Lavender Hydrosol, but there are so many more things that you can do with hydrosols. And yes, even using them internally. Yes, you can drink your hydrosols, and I will show you exactly how to safely do that and when. The dilution guidelines for hydrosols. Now, hydrosols really don't generally need to be diluted, but there may be a time or two where this is probably going to be a great idea, and I will talk to you about that. As well as using hydrosols with your pets. So this is all going to be going down tomorrow night at 7 p.m. EST, right inside the club. So you've probably heard me talk about the club before. Every single week we talk about something new, and this week it's all about hydrosols. So I have the VIP Plus handouts here. They're thick like poster board, and they're covered back and front with all of the information about hydrosols, and we are going to be going line by line, paragraph by paragraph, and we are going to be doing talking about all things hydrosols. So you can get that information either by joining the club. It's included in your membership, along with all of the other classes and all of the other recipes and all of the other information that we have. Or if you just prefer to grab the info and just learn it yourself, we have a DIY option for the hydrosols, and that is a link where you can find that as well, so that you can actually access this same information. You won't have access to the live class. You won't be able to interact that way and get all of the extra stuff that may come up, but you can have the same information in the hydrosols profiles, which is at that link right there, and I can add them to the comments as well. But for those of you who joined the club today, you actually will get the hydrosols profiles included. So while we are having the Y Hydrosols class tomorrow inside the club, I will be including the Hydrosols profiles, which are 31 different hydrosols, and I've broken them down into the different ways that you can use them. That is something not currently in the club, but all of you who are in the club now, I'm going to add it to your accounts. Anyone joining fresh and new this month only, so we have 5 more days of this month. So if you joined the club before March, I'm going to add the Hydrosols profiles directly to your account, and it's a $30 value. So it's absolutely amazing. So these are the sheets that I was just holding up, and we are doing this live class tomorrow night right inside the club. We have a private Facebook group. It's amazing. We share so many things. Anytime anyone has a question of, what I can do to help them in different situations. We had someone just share actually about it less than an hour ago, asking what to do for her daughter who's having a hysterectomy and how she can help her. And I was able to answer her. We have people all the time asking questions about, oh my gosh, I can't even get into it, but just various different examples of people when they need help, they post and I answer. It's like direct access to me one-on-one right inside the small Facebook group. I like to keep it small and cozy. So that is what we're all about. Weekly classes every single Wednesday. And why is the slide not moving? Okay, that is the end. That's why the slide is not moving. I think it's the end. So I was going to mention that you actually can download the digital version of these right away. As soon as you enroll, they will be available because that's what we are going to be going over tomorrow night. So I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes, but I did get a question earlier about where I recommend purchasing hydrosols. There are a few different companies that sell hydrosols. Plant Therapy sells hydrosols. Mountain Rose Herb sells hydrosols, which are amazing, but I think a lot of us can agree that the shipping is a little bit slow and a little bit expensive, but they do sell their hydrosols in glass, which is great, and not only glass, but amber glass, which is also amazing, and you will find out why tomorrow night inside the class. But my favorite recommendation is actually Garden of Wisdom, and I'm going to add their information right here in the comments as soon as I get off. But for club members only, you get 15% off your very first order. And the code is right inside the club under the supplies tab and VIP codes. You can access that code as soon as you enroll. 15% off your first order. And not only that, they're generously giving you 10% off any additional order. So you can order as many times as you want and you're always going to get 10% off. Now, the reason why I love Garden of Wisdom, I discovered them several years ago, probably 5, 6, 7, I don't know, however many years ago. And what I love about them is they have an amazing selection, an absolutely amazing selection. They have watermelon and, do they have watermelon? I think they do have watermelon, but they have cucumber. They have neroli is my absolute favorite, and sandalwood. They have a ton of different hydrosols, but they also have a variety of sizes. So you can get a big old bottle, you can get smaller bottles if you just want to test them out, and their shipping is absolutely reasonable, and so are their regular prices. So that is my absolute favorite place to go for hydrosols, and I will be adding this in the comments for all of you here. But again, if you join the club, you will actually get 15% off your very first order and 10% off all additional orders after that. So if anyone has any questions, I think I grabbed everyone's questions so far, but if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do this to my screen so that I can select your comments as you have them and your questions, and I can click and show your comments right here for everyone else to also see. And actually, I can add, let me add a link to, let me add a link for you here. So it's gardenofwisdom.com. that is a link to the Hydrosols that I love. And again, you guys have a special code inside of the club. And speaking of the club, let me add the link for the club so that you guys can enroll. And it's absolutely incredible. You guys get access to classes every single week. We, again, will be going over why Hydrosol. So we will be talking about all of these things tomorrow night inside of the club, and you'll be able to download all of this information. And again, to recap, you have access to the Hydrosols profiles included in your club enrollment, and that is something that I am adding just for those of you who enroll in February. And there's only a few more days left. So make sure, if this is something that you've been thinking about doing, now is a really, really great time to do that. So those are the links. I should probably make them slightly larger so that you can actually read them. If you're on your phone, you're probably like, that helps me not. Sorry about that. So do you have any questions that I can help answer while you wait to get inside the club and get all of that information? Let's see. Love my sandalwood for sleep. I love using hydrosols on my children versus essential oils. In the club, yay. Yes, Anna, you have access already. Looking forward to joining the club. You are such an amazing educator, Leah. Thank you. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. Hey, Nikki. Thanks for joining. So does anyone have any questions for me that I can answer for you about the Lavender Hydrosol? Otherwise, I will get off. I'm really, really excited to teach you guys tomorrow night all of the things about hydrosols. Yes, they do have a coffee hydrosol. Yes! Yes, it's amazing. Oh my gosh, I think this is one. I literally have it right here. I literally forgot all about it. You know how you have like things all over your desk and I try to like clear them out and stuff? You just reminded me I have their coffee hydrosol right here on my desk. That is so amazing. I have to smell it again. It's been a while. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Thank you so much for reminding me. I have so many things all over my desk. I can't even see anything anymore. This literally, okay, so let me explain one thing to you about hydrosols. They do not probably smell the way you think they should. They do smell different than essential oils, and in general, I find that they have kind of a greener smell than essential oils, where the essential oils are generally more sweet, that the hydrosols kind of have more of a green smell. But this smells exactly like coffee. This is probably the one hydrosol that actually smells like you think it's going to. I got the coffee hydrosol at Garden of Wisdom. Right here. Garden of Wisdom. I'm telling you guys, I use these. I love, love, love Garden of Wisdom. So, Stephanie, you are inside the club, and you can access inside the club. Once you log in, click the supplies tab, then scroll all the way to the bottom for the VIP code. And if this is your first order, you can actually get 15% off. Just use that email that's in there and do the things you need to do, and you get 15% off your first order. And then after that, there's a special VIP code for Clubsters for 10% off all additional orders. So excited. Are there therapeutic properties for coffee hydrosols? Okay, so hydrosols do have therapeutic properties, yes, just like essential oils do. But for some reason, we don't really know them like we do for essential oils. I guess there hasn't been a lot of research done on the hydrosols versus the essential oils, but we do know the benefit parts. I mean, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I just haven't seen it. I have a couple of hydrosols books, and they don't really talk about constituents like essential oils, but they do talk about therapeutic properties. They do talk about actions. So that is something, I think I started to answer that incorrectly because I was already thinking to constituents. You tell me therapeutic properties, I'm already at constituents. Yes, there are therapeutic properties for hydrosols, and those we do know. The specific constituents that reflect those therapeutic properties, we don't know. So I would love to be able to know that someday. Yes, I know, it's so funny. I mean, please tell me I am not the only one, right? Like, please tell me. I know there's some teachers that I have, they're like, I keep forgetting to hit record when I go live, and I have the note right here, but it's like, yeah, and you have like 5 other notes, and you have all these things to look at. So, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Thank you so much. Like, this is really amazing. It smells absolutely delicious. Can we use hydrosols as a natural perfume? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely do that. Yes, you can. You are welcome, Stephanie. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining. Any other questions before I get off and let you guys go get excited about joining the club or just accessing the info directly at the Hydrosols profiles link? Are you a member, Chris? I believe you are. If you are having trouble signing in, just shoot me an email. I do. I have my email right here. Okay, I'm clicking it, but it's not. Oh, it's behind all of this stuff is why, I think. Let me try that again. Okay, there we go. So if you have any trouble getting into the club, just go ahead and shoot me an email and I will help you out. Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining. Just as a completely unrelated thing, don't forget I have the essential oil profiles pre-order available now. And if you pre-order before March, you can actually request the ebook or the online version, and I will include that for you ASAP. And I actually showed you guys the other day. I was so excited. I was like, I showed you a picture of my face when my publisher emailed me to say they were on their way, and I saw that the delivery was Thursday. And then today, I got a notification they're actually going to be here tomorrow. So if you don't have your essential oil profiles book yet, you want to get it. It gives you the safety and the benefits and therapeutic properties for 60 essential oils. 60 essential oils. And then in the back, it has information on therapeutic properties, dilution charts, all about diluting, carriers and essential oils, as well as children, a whole bunch of info on children, pregnancy and breastfeeding, dogs and cats. So lots of information in here. I will be signing them and shipping them first come, first serve. I guess I will be shipping them Thursday instead of Friday since they're going to be here tomorrow instead of Thursday. So what would the link for that be? Let me just add another link in here because, we just need more. Let's see. So if you guys are interested, it'd be leahjacobson.com/EOP book. And most of this you can actually just find right inside of our library. This is getting really, really messy. This is getting really messy. All right, so I hope I answered all of your questions. Not sure if you mentioned, are they antibacterial? Some of them have antibacterial properties, yes, but they're not as antibacterial as essential oils. Great question. Okay, guys, I hope you learned something. Please let me know what your biggest takeaway was. What was the one thing that you thought was absolutely amazing about hydrosols that you cannot wait to try? And if you are watching the replay, I want to know the same from you. So please let me know. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk to you later. See ya.